Hey guys, I'm sorry that this video is so late. Basically, this video is just going to be a briefing of what your job is as secretaries. First things first. One, you'll probably be really stressed out throughout the year if you take this position very seriously, and so you want to time manage. Over the summer, I will probably make a video on my planner, because a lot of people know that I keep a very crafty planner. I don't know, but I plan things a lot, and that really helps with time management and knowing what to get done and at what times and all that jazz and stuff. So, but basically, to just keep things short, secretaries just have to do MRF and they have to take notes during meetings. That's basically it. Oh, and keep like all the files or anything like that. Of course, since secretaries know most and all of the information, and you should, so try to keep updated on the your guys' messenger on everything. Ask everybody questions and all of that stuff. Always give suggestions and things like that. So in a separate video, I will be telling you how to code the MRF finally. Hopefully you guys along the way, if you find somebody more techy or if you can figure it out, you guys can find a simpler way to code it, but I will show you the way I've coded it for 2 years. And yeah, so in this video, I'm just going to tell you what to do, what not to do, and then tutorials and stuff I will show you in a separate video. Also, I will teach you how to do announcements because, yeah, people always ask me to do announcements. Announcements isn't necessarily specifically for the secretary, but I just knew how to do announcements, so I just did the announcements. So I guess the announcements are for secretaries now. So I'll be teaching you how to do that, and I'll be teaching you how to run the website if you want to do that. I did that several times to upload the MRF onto the website and the MRF onto all the social media. First of all, meetings. You must have a loud voice, everything must be quick, you must be the first ones. Try to be the first ones there at the meeting. Therefore, you can quickly put out the sign-in sheet and be like, everyone, the sign-in sheet is right here. Like, say it really loudly so everyone knows, and you have to do that for at least every 5 minutes, because every 5 minutes someone's walking through the door and sometimes they don't know where the sign-in sheet is. And it's best to put the sign-in sheet at the back of the room, therefore it doesn't crowd like the door, because if you put the sign-in sheet in the front of the room, then everyone's going to be like crowding the door. So it's best to put it in the back of the room so everyone walks in to the room all the way to the back. So yeah, meeting the back of the room. So, okay, so I know that our last meeting with, what's her name? Smith? Okay, so here's the door. So I'm basically saying the front of the room. So just the opposite end of the door. Just put the sign-in sheet there. Good tip, number the sign-in sheet, because in the MRF, they'll actually ask you how many members were in the meeting on that day. So it's nice to number it so that you don't have to like count. And it's very annoying when people like just put their name in random areas, because then you have to, yeah. But anyways, just number it so you can make your life easier. And take notes during meetings. If you don't want to take notes like I do sometimes, just look at the presentation and take notes that way. That's what I usually do. And yeah. So I know there was an issue of Anne doing the whole presentation, and a lot of people complained about that because it was just Anne speaking. So if you want to make any announcements like MRF is due, or if you want to explain how to fill anything out, because you guys are still the ones to decide on how to turn in service hours, or if you want to make a slide on how to turn in service hours, you guys should be the one to present that so that it's not always Joe. Try to get all the hours in by the 2nd, if not the 5th, and nag your directors to get those hours If you know people personally that are in the club, be like, hey, do you have any community service hours? And make sure you make it clear that it doesn't have to be community service just within the club. It could be any community service hours anybody does. I know there was a lot of confusion about that, and a lot of people were like, oh, then I have a lot of like community service hours because I do community service with so-and-so, but I thought it was just for Key Club. So make it clear that there's service hours inside and outside of Key Club, and it's also formatted that way in the MRF, and tell them that it's nicer this way so that they have a documentation online on our MRF, so that if ever they need to apply for a scholarship or they need to sign up for college applications, then they can easily just pull up the MRF and spreadsheets. They do calculations and everything, so it's very convenient that way. I knew I had a lot of convenience with that. Very nice being secretary because you have all the statistics and everything, but the main point of the main video you'll want to watch is the MRF video, which I will be doing. That's where I'm going to recall a lot of things and give you guys a lot of tips, because the main job for the secretary is to fill out the MRF. And yeah, that's basically it. For general meetings, the same thing as board meetings, except for board meetings, you definitely have to take notes. You definitely have to take notes because there's no presentations for the board meetings, so you have no idea what's going to happen. So take notes, take a lot of notes. Anything that anybody says, write it down, jot it down, and blah, blah, blah. And sometimes it's fun because like somebody would say, oh, that was my idea, and then you could just be like, no, it was actually so-and-so's idea, they said it first. So yeah, this is all completely up to you guys. I hope you guys take this really seriously, and I know you'll have a lot of fun and you won't regret it. And it's very nice leadership skills. I learned a lot. I learned how to talk in front of people. I learned to be more organized. I learned how to use Google stuffs and communication, and yeah, so I'll be making the MRF video tonight. I also forgot to mention, go to every single community service event that you can. I know I did that myself, and I'm only one person, so you guys can be like, oh, can you go to this community service event? No? Okay, there you go. That's very convenient for documenting and keeping track of who went to the community service events, just in case for those people who don't turn in their community service hours. This became very helpful, especially because nobody ever turns in community service hours. So if you're there at the community service event, it's very easy to keep track of that. Also, some service events, bigger service events, usually they have their own sign-in sheet for each school. So you could take a picture of that. If not, bring your own paper, make your own sign-in sheet, and ask whoever's the coordinator of the event to have any Hillcrest students sign in so that you also have the documentation. If not, if you know it's only a small event, just remember who's there and how long they've been there. And yeah, also keep very close to Claudia, ask her everything about the community service events, because you also have to put that into the MRF. Also, I will be passing down the secretary suitcase. So every single document that I have received in Key Club goes in the suitcase, and so make sure you get all the papers from everyone, even when they're like done with, because it's just nice to have a little documentation here. Basically the stuff that I have in here, there's even stuff in here that you guys could still use, because I have like old brochures and stuff from what Merrick gave me. There's like files and forms, lots of forms, old sign-in sheets, like everything is in here. So you guys can organize this however you want, but keep every single file in the suitcase. So I know I gave you guys a folder, and obviously you don't want to be holding like this thing around school. So the folder is basically for all the recent documents you guys are carrying. So probably every 3 months or every month, depending on how busy that month is. Just keep those papers in your guys' folders, and then once they've been in there for too long, then transfer it to this thing. And this thing is also useful for putting in all of those membership forms after inputting them into the MRF. So yeah, I'll be giving this to you guys.